The silence of space was not peaceful. It was suffocating. Commander Elena Ramirez floated in the observation bay of the starship Aurora, staring at the endless black tapestry littered with distant stars. The hum of the life support system was the only reminder that she was still alive. For 3 weeks now, she had been the last surviving crew member on board, and with each passing day, the boundaries between sanity and madness grew thinner. The ship had been struck by a sudden wave of debris when crossing through the Perseus Rift, ripping through its hull like paper and killing everyone except her. She remembered the explosion, the fire in the engineering bay, the screams over comms. Then, silence. She had survived by sealing off sections of the ship, rationing oxygen, and avoiding the floating bodies of her crewmates that sometimes drifted into her path. Loneliness gnawed at her as relentlessly as the hunger in her stomach. At first, she recorded logs, hoping rescue would come, but as the days stretched, her voice grew weaker, and her hope shriveled into something brittle. "This is Commander Elena Ramirez of the Aurora. I am alive. Please anyone." The comm system spat static back at her, like mocking laughter. The stars outside twinkled with a cruel indifference. She often imagined them whispering, each flicker a reminder of how small she was. But in her solitude, something else had begun to stir. At first, it was subtle, shadows moving where they shouldn't, faint knocks echoing through the empty corridors. Once, while drifting in the medbay, she heard her name spoken in the voice of her late navigator, Daniel. When she rushed to find the source, she found nothing but silence. On the 12th night, Elena awoke to find frost forming on the observation window, though the temperature regulators were still functioning. Shapes writhed in the ice, forming grotesque faces that seemed to be screaming. She touched the glass, and the frost retreated instantly, leaving her staring at her own reflection. But her reflection did not mimic her movements. It smiled when she did not. Elena's heart pounded as she retreated, her mind screaming for logic. "It's the isolation. Hallucinations. Stress," she told herself, repeating the words like a mantra. But deep down, she felt something had entered the ship. Something not human. 2 days later, the ship's emergency alarms blared. A section of the cargo bay had depressurized, yet she had already sealed it off days before. Against her better judgment, she suited up and went to investigate. The cargo bay doors groaned when she opened them, and inside, she found the walls covered in a thin, black residue that pulsed faintly, like it was alive. It shimmered under her helmet light, stretching across the walls and floor like veins. At the center of the bay floated a cocoon-like structure made of the same black substance, glowing faintly from within. Her stomach turned when she realized the glow was coming from something moving inside it. She backed away, but the cocoon pulsed faster, almost as if it recognized her presence. Panic surged through her, and she fled, sealing the doors behind her. That night, she dreamed of Daniel again. His voice was soft, coaxing. "We're not gone, Elena. We're here with you. Let us in." She woke drenched in sweat, the sound of her own breathing filling her helmet because she had fallen asleep in her suit. In the silence that followed, she realized she wasn't breathing alone. There was a second rhythm, slow, deliberate, echoing in sync with her own lungs. Elena spent the next days avoiding the cargo bay, but the presence seemed to seep through the walls, invading her every corner. Once, while drifting through the narrow crew quarters, she felt fingers brush against her arm. She whipped around, but no one was there. In the galley, food packets she had left sealed were torn open, their contents smeared across the walls in strange patterns resembling constellations. As her rations dwindled, she considered ending it all, opening an airlock, letting the stars swallow her whole. But something inside her resisted. A primal instinct screamed that she wasn't alone, and death would not release her. She needed to fight. The ship's logs revealed something chilling. Before the disaster, the Aurora had been studying strange signals detected near the Perseus Rift. Signals that repeated in a sequence resembling human DNA. The science team had theorized it was a form of intelligent communication. But Elena now understood the truth. They had brought something aboard. Something that had survived the wreck. Desperate, she decided to confront the cocoon. With trembling hands, she armed herself with a plasma cutter and returned to the cargo bay. The The cocoon had grown larger, its glow brighter. She could hear faint whispers emanating from it, voices of her crew calling her name, begging her to open it. Her hands shook, tears spilling from her eyes as she raised the cutter. The black veins on the walls reacted violently, thrashing like tentacles. She cut through them, the air filling with a burnt, acrid stench. The cocoon split open, and inside was Daniel, or what was left of him. His body floated in the dark mass, his eyes glowing white, his mouth stretching unnaturally wide as he whispered, "Stay with us, Elena." Horrified, she realized the alien substance was using her crewmates as hosts, twisting them into puppets. The cargo bay trembled as more cocoons split open, revealing others. Her captain, her engineer, all with hollow, glowing eyes fixed on her. They began moving toward her, their bodies bending in unnatural ways, their voices overlapping in a chorus of torment. Elena screamed, slashing at them with the plasma cutter, severing limbs that turned into liquid shadows and reformed instantly. She fled, locking the bay once again, though the pounding on the metal doors told her it would not hold forever. She recorded one final message. "This is Commander Ramirez of the Aurora. Do not approach this ship. The rift is not empty, it is alive. It wants us all." Her voice cracked as she ended the transmission. Now, she drifts alone in the observation bay once more. The black veins have spread to the walls around her, pulsing softly like the heartbeat of some great beast. Her reflection in the glass is no longer hers. It smiles, whispering promises of eternal unity among the stars. And Elena, trembling, realizes the truth. She is no longer trapped in space. Space is trapped inside her.